Hello and welcome to the Rollers and the Rockers podcast, brought to you by Bankwest. My name is Hayley Miller and I'm joined by my co-host, Emma O'Driscoll. Welcome. We got there.
I thought you were going to say my impatient co-host.
I couldn't think of anything to say right there off the top of my head, but you're right. You are a bit impatient today. So we're having a few technical difficulties to get the podcast rolling, and Driscoll sitting there. All right. Are we ready? Would you like some help? As if you were going to be any help.
At least I asked if Scotty needed some help. I'm not sure how, but I've got two hands and a heartbeat, so I could have helped him out if he needed.
Oh, anyway, Mim's here, who, might I add, is also not much help.
Yeah, I do apologise for not writing in the group chat again, but I assumed, because I've been so reliable lately, that you would have just assumed I was here.
Oh, Driscoll, when she came, she goes, Mim's not coming.
I was 1 minute behind you because I forgot my band. I would have been earlier.
Yeah. Anyway, she announced it to the room,
right.
said you
Would
weren't
you like
coming.
to say a public apology?
No, I wouldn't, because we cut you off from the cameras, so I was just like, it's common knowledge that Mim's not coming today, so I'll just say it out loud. But Mim, thank you for being here.
Mim, you haven't learned
welcome.
much in your internship.
No, I wasn't much help to Scott either.
Yeah, you just sat there.
And Driscoll keeps asking me how to adjust her mic. Just don't touch it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
It's
Every
true.
time, Mim, how do I do this? I don't know.
Oh, anyway,
shit.
big shambles. Driscoll, do you have a rating for Jay last week?
Yeah, extra points because of the Edna Mode impersonation, so we'll give Jay an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's
Solid.
That's a solid rating.
You know what? It would be more if her last name was Onions. Come on, Wilson Onions.
Missed opportunity there.
Yeah, but no, she was good.
I'm going to intro our guest and then we can talk about what we're wearing, because it's super exciting.
Perfect.
But this week's guest can usually be found in, around or studying the ocean. If they were to bring back the classic Aussie TV show H2O Just Add Water, she'd be the first mermaid cast on the remake. Welcome to the pod, Cleo. Madi Scanlon, welcome.
Thank you.
I wasn't
Thanks for
sure
having
if you
me.
were old enough for
Yeah.
the H2O Just Add Water.
Of course.
But
That's
by
where
your
the passion
reaction,
began.
You knew it. How are you feeling about being on potty?
Yeah, good. A little bit nervous.
Well, you did have to sit there for like almost 30 minutes.
The 20 minutes before, I think you both were like, oh, I can't wait to, oh, no, but it's fine, but I can't wait for you to see what we've got. But it's fine, but we can't wait.
I said to Mads before, the worst thing was Miller and I were like talking in code about Maddie, but not referencing anything specifically, and she's sitting right
there.
here.
Yeah, and we did it for a good 25 minutes.
It was great.
So let's go into it. So
Also, just before I get up, this isn't tomato sauce on my face. It's actually a scratch from the weekend's game. I've had 100 people ask me, have you literally spilt tomato sauce on your chin? No, I haven't.
don't you hate that? They're like, oh, you've got something there.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so you know
thanks.
when you like bring up your insecurity first so that you don't feel as embarrassed? Well, that's what I'm doing here for the fans. My insecurity is this scab on my face. Don't bring it up.
I reckon, did a couple of people bring that up to you like during the game?
Yes, and I'm
you've got
I'm trying
something.
to wipe it off. I'm literally got my jumper wiping it because my nose was bleeding. They must have thought that a bit of blood was stuck there. I'm wiping my face. It's not coming off because it's a scratch.
Anyway,
Anyways.
you look beautiful.
Thank you,
I
darling.
should have added that at the start. You're beautiful.
I'll stand up and you
Scratch or
can
no
articulate what we're wearing.
Okay, go. All right. So on the weekend, Caitlin, fan of the podcast, has made us these shirts. So now we have a podcast uniform, which is fantastic. So as you can see up the top there's a couple of us playing. There's our album artwork there in the middle. Even Mim got
Another reason I had to come, because Caitlin put me on the shirt. Thank you, Caitlin.
I like that you get a small representation, but you are front and centre.
Yeah, front and centre.
Extremely important. So thank you for starters, Caitlin. That's incredible. I remember just walking to go and give the ball to people. I ended up giving my ball to her. It was like an exchange of gifts.
Amazing.
But I was like, oh my God, that is so good. Perfect.
Incredible.
Yeah.
We've been really feeling the love. We've had so many signs and now the shirts, and Cats Women's even posted us on their Instagram. It was a piss
Did they even
take.
reply to the
No, they
message?
didn't.
We went for some banter. We wrote on their thing, and I don't think I didn't see anything pop up on mine,
But
so that's
pretty
a bit
cool though
awkward.
that one of their fans recognised that we had the pod and they have a pod and literally made a sign for our game against Geelong
How
that
good.
said it's the Battle of the Pods. Like that's the coolest thing ever. Except we're the
is
better
very
pod.
But
Just
we
so I add.
then proceeded to roast them a little bit, and then they didn't come back with anything. So does that make it just mean? Is that just bullying?
Yeah, oh my God. I'm going to have to go delete my comments. I hope they don't think I'm a bad person.
I know that's what, and to the amount that we spoke about what we were going to write as well. Brett was just like, girls, like, just write it. It's fine. Just write it. And we were like, oh, but I want to be cheeky but not mean.
No,
so,
but then
like, how do you
Freo
do that?
AFLW, myself and Hayley all commented on this post, absolutely roasting them.
But no one else wrote anything.
Oh,
So
I have to
that's a bit
apologise
awkward.
to the girls.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
girls.
sorry.
But also,
That's
we're all
girls.
for it. Come on, support AFLW. Doesn't matter whose pod. Feel the love,
Yeah.
girls. Sorry
and I
about
think
the comments.
Caitlin said that she was going to get you a shirt.
Yeah,
Me
she
and
did.
Mary.
She messaged me. I'm so excited for it. I actually signed my first Rollers and the Rockers poster.
Oh,
And as I was signing it, I realised I wasn't on it. But I still gave him a signature.
But that's
anyway. It was
okay.
nice of them to ask.
yeah, that's. Well, they asked you for one. Was I like, hey guys,
Yeah.
I'll sign that.
No, I didn't just. I ripped it off a
Yeah,
kid.
just like give that to me.
I'm actually on this.
I'm
I'll sign
part of
that.
this. I am part of this.
No, they did.
Oh,
ask.
that
No,
is
that's
so
great.
good. Little recap of the game on the weekend. We obviously wore our Indigenous jumper, which was fantastic. It was the first time we've actually won in an Indigenous jumper.
Yeah.
Because we didn't win in the previous one, either game that we wore it in, which is a bit disappointing. But anyway, we got the win on the weekend. Pewey's 50th, Serena's debut.
Yep.
Both fantastic. Mads, you had a big job on Wardlaw and did amazing. Might I add.
so good.
You got
Thanks.
anything to add?
Yeah,
Matt?
no,
Yeah, cool.
Oh my God. All
Yeah, well, that's fair. I gave her a spot to pump
Yeah,
her
that
own
was-
tyres
yeah,
up.
It's done. I don't need to pump my
How did you feel though in the game itself?
Small next to her.
Perfect.
Small. No, she's an incredible player, obviously, and we knew that she could have potentially a very big impact on the game. So, yeah, guess I had to try and lock her down.
Which you did.
Which, yeah, she didn't get any goals, so that's always a win.
That's
Yep.
always a win. And try and stop her from taking some solid marks, which for the most part, I think you did very well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And what about the game itself? I guess we'd come off the back of 2 losses, so a pretty important win for us against the Saints.
Yeah,
Did it feel good?
it felt great. It's great being in the back
Yeah,
line when we're winning. We just get to stand back and watch the magic
what's
happen.
happening.
It's actually
It's
elite.
brilliant. We celebrate as if they're our goals. We haven't even touched it. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
We love it.
phenomenal. No,
Well, that's
I
like-
do agree.
That's what it's like anywhere on the ground. Even if you're not kicking the goal, you're celebrating like you did. I reckon
Well-
I celebrate harder when I don't kick a goal.
Speaking of
Versus others.
celebrations, we would have seen on the Instagram that Miller's absolutely copped one straight in the face from Gabby.
There was a few stray body parts, I'd say, in celebration on the weekend. So Anya's first goal, Gabby runs over to her, and because of the height
can't
difference, Anya's shoulder has got Gabby in the throat, and she's like, oh, and then just like was coughing for a while immediately after that. And Anya goes on and does a Morrow sign and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like completely ignores that. She just smacks
Knock
Gabby in the
Gabby out.
throat.
Get a scat
Hilarious. And then, yeah, when I've kicked a goal, I've gone, because it was Gabby who had the she got the free kick, and then I've taken the advantage from that. So I was like, oh, I've got to go get to Gabby, because
Yes.
basically, like, this is her. Even though it was 50, she could have kicked a 50-metre bomb, I don't know. But I've taken her free kick from her. So I've run past someone, given them a quick high five, and ran straight to her. And then, yeah, she's we've gone for the high five, and then she's gone to like
She's followed
high five
through.
someone else and just give me the elbow
No.
in the nose. And I just remember we just cracked up laughing. The series of photos is
It's
hilarious,
it's
because the
great.
one after the one where she's like, "Oh no, are you okay?" is me like almost holding on to Anya, like laughing, like, and Anya's laughing as well. And
Oh
it's like,
my
I've gone to
God.
Anya. She's just hit me. Mum, help. Mum,
It's
she
too
hit
much.
me.
Been
Anyway,
clocked by my
yeah,
teammate.
it's hilarious.
It's too much.
But yeah, and then AFL Women's jumped on it, so it's everywhere.
It's great.
At the
Well,
moment.
I'm glad
That's a bit
though.
funny.
At least we're getting some publicity
We're
here
also
in the
having
West.
some fun. It did show, like, it was
It's
like, yeah,
great.
kicking goals and having fun and
And then Gabby gets the bloody Team of the week, because she played absolutely phenomenal. She got my
Absolutely.
trademark vote for this week. She was
Mine too.
electric down there. That's the words I used in big capital letters. And the goal of the year nom. So get on that,
Yeah,
people.
she
Like,
kicked that like it was nothing.
yeah, I know. Like
the-
off one
The banana
bang.
going, oh, no, okay, I'll have a ping from here, straight through the middle.
I
All
agree.
right, no worries. And a little thumbs up to celebrate.
Is that what was going through her head? I wonder that
She's
like,
like, oh,
dialogue.
that was good.
Very nice.
Nice, it went in. Hilarious.
God.
Yeah, so she had a great weekend. I thought she was incredible
Yeah.
as well.
You were great too, Miller. Mim, you
thanks.
were elite as well. Your hit outs, it is phenomenal. Like, again, I hate to look at stats, but when you look at Mim Strom's hit outs, she is unbelievable.
Thanks, Tris.
I was
That's
like,
very nice of you.
I had to take one on the weekend.
A hit
Someone
out?
didn't
There
get there. Someone didn't get there. I'm
What
sure
do
it
you
was probably meant to be Anya, but Anya's then was flipped back.
Management when she went back.
Yeah, she went back,
What?
and then there's no one. And Serena, I think actually Serena had
good.
come off for me.
How
So then by the end, they're like, Freo, anyone going up for Freo? And I'm like,
How good that you're like,
shit. I was
had
like,
to
that's
take
me.
one.
I was like, that's me. Anyway, I was against Boardlaw, and I definitely didn't win it.
There was a few people in the ice bath saying they want to put their hands up for a pinch hit, so they're more than happy to be my guest. Epps was
No.
bragging about getting one hit out last week against the Cats.
That's classic.
I think
Yeah.
Ange Stannett said she's next in line.
yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
really
Yep.
wants to get in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
She's
No, I
keen.
Mads,
definitely
you could
You
have
might
a
have to
turn
lift her up, Mim.
inside D50. You could have a go.
Inside
Yeah.
D50, I'm hoping Mim's there
I'm hoping
for that
Mim's
one.
there, yeah.
In the forward line, it's
I
like,
don't want
oh,
to cover
well.
her players.
I think
No, Mim,
next
you-
time I'm going to go for a run up because standing there next to them, it's just
How
like,
could yeah,
there's
definitely.
nothing.
We need
You're not
to
even
run up.
close. You don't even get close
There
to
was
it.
a good one where Wardlaw was basically on my back tapping it. That was a good one by
No,
her.
that's classic. Love it.
Anyway, and have you put this one in about? So I did see
coach, Lisa Webb.
I saw a post of
Yes, sorry.
Leo
Yes,
intent.
yes. So
Do you have the backstory to that?
backstory. So on the weekend before we played the game, Lisa promised her two boys, Leo and Ollie, that if we won, she would camp out in the tent
in the backyard.
in the backyard in City Beach. You're kidding yourself, Lisa. So I joked, well, we all left our backs on Freo Oval on Sunday. Meanwhile, yours is still in the tent. Because
Well-
she'll be getting physio right now as we speak, I reckon.
Probably. She did obviously go through with it because there was a photo
She did.
of them sleeping in the
Nah,
tent. So
she
that's
shot
pretty
herself
cute,
in the foot there. That's horrendous. Also, reckons she woke up at 3 a.m. and it was bloody freezing. So, oh God. But God bless you, Webby. Thanks for backing us in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if she was actually backing us in there or
was she
not.
back?
because
Yes and not
Sounds
win,
like
so
maybe
she didn't
the
have to
other
do
way
it.
around.
Mm, interesting. We'll take it that she wanted to do it.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
would you like to give the backstory to
yeah.
Mads' song
Okay, so
that
Mads,
she has? So we've been talking about the songs that everyone has
Yes.
for each
before
other.
we bring you in for our Madi Scanlon questions,
Mm-hmm.
before we quick fire you, your actual name is Madeline.
Yes.
So it's not Madison,
No.
it's Madeline.
Madeline.
Probably hate this song because it's Caroline, but we go Sweet Madeline, and it's Madeline.
That's all right. I'll take it.
But it kind of
That's
fits.
perfect.
It's
isn't
great.
it? Well, like without a little bit of a difference in
We
pronunciation.
just have to say
but
line
that's
instead
fine.
of "n."
Oh,
That's
look,
fine.
it's a banging song. I'll take it.
it is.
Great. There you go.
Look,
well, I
that's
hope
what
you.
we like.
I'm glad you like it. But anyways,
that's
was our
fine.
segue in,
That
I
is-
suppose.
yeah. Well, so you've tried to just
I've
skip
skipped-
that last little thing. We'll just quickly touch on it because Brett's added this in late. Was Driscoll got bogged on the way to the captain's run on Saturday. The little what is it that you're driving at the moment?
It's me Nana's green Ford Fiesta.
The green Ford
and
Fiesta.
the worst thing is, it wasn't bogged on the way. It was bogged in my front garden.
Yes. So Driscoll's gone out. But this is the funny thing to me is what I can just imagine you being like, running a little late. I need to get in the car and I need to get out of here like ASAP. Just crank that in reverse or whatever, or drive
Four, that's why I got the
drive. Crank that into drive and just spun the wheels and it's gone straight down. And then so she's writing on the group chat. And anyone coming past whatever Cannington.
I said, is
or what
anyone
Canning-
coming past like Como, South
Yeah.
Perth region, because this is my current situation, and sent a video of the poor Fiesta in the soft sand.
Anyway, you made it on time, so that was
Honestly.
fantastic. A man stopped to help you, which is
It
lovely.
was that funny though. Like I actually put in there, we'll get to the other story that Mads is involved in later, but I just put in there, only this stuff happens to me. Like who gets their car bogged in their front garden?
front
Like
yard.
Need a pair of Max tracks for the Fiesta.
yes, we need Max Tracks. Imagine the Fiesta with Max Tracks done.
We'll just work on your grass out the front.
Or work on my driving. Yeah.
Work on the driving, put some grass in the front. Not sure. Any
Perfect.
of those options would be great.
Oh my God.
All right, Mads. Now it's all about you.
Let's go.
From here on in. So we'll just ease you in. Tell us about your family. Where you from? Where did you grow up? Where'd you go to school?
All right. So Perth, born and raised. I've got my mum and my dad, Driscoll,
Mike and Deb,
and my sister,
Indy,
spot on, and my dog.
Sunny.
Sunny.
And your name's Madeline Summer Scanlon.
That's it.
That name is perfect for you.
So perfect.
might I add. Summer.
It's a bit. Oh, it's too perfect sometimes. I don't know. It's a bit ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It sounds fake, but anyway. Grew up northern suburbs, went to Karrinyup Primary School. My mum was my first ever teacher
Oh my God.
in
stop
kindy, so that was a nice little transition into school for me. And then went to St Mary's for high school for 5 years. Mum also decided to follow me to St Mary's and became a teacher there, so we
cool.
pretty much went through our schooling together, which was kind of cute. And graduated 2018, went to uni next year, and then just graduated from uni, and now I'm working. So
I'm sorry, that was the best recap of someone's
Someone's
journey
journey.
ever.
It was quick. It was concise.
I've got
learn
no
a bit.
follow-up questions.
No. And we might just
and the
cut it there.
podcast is done. Thank you.
Okay,
everyone.
let's flip back a bit. So you mentioned your sister, Indy, and we'll get into some things later about your family and you in particular. But your sister is a doctor,
Studying to be a doctor. Yes.
studying to be a doctor in Freo.
At Dr. Dunn.
So we've got a Freo doctor,
Freo doctor.
and the Freo docker.
And a Freo
How
doctor.
good. When your mum wrote that down, I was like, you've nailed it, guys. This is elite. So
She's
we
been
couldn't
thinking that
wait.
one up for a while.
Yeah. She's like, when can I use this?
We couldn't wait to put it in. So that's pretty incredible.
Nah, so good. And you played netball growing up, I believe.
Yes. So played 2 years of Auskick as a little one.
You did.
And then, I think the same universal story for most of us. Girl among the boys, didn't really see a pathway for it. And then moved into netball with all my mates, played for 10 plus years.
Amazing.
Wasn't very good, but enjoyed it nonetheless. And then, once school finished, I just needed a sport to play whilst I was at uni. And then one of my teachers from high school invited me down to play at her Amos club for a team that she coached. So I thought, why not? Play a year of Amos. Did that, loved it. And then, kind of, I guess, got scouted from there on into the Waffle.
Where was that, Mads? What club was that?
West Coast Amos.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
okay.
those ones.
Perfect.
In City Beach.
Cool.
So West Coast Cowan. So played for a year there. And then, ironically, got scouted by West Coast Eagles.
Yep.
As a train-on. And then they kind of paired me up with Claremont
Perfect.
in the Waffle. So then played there for 2 years before getting drafted here.
That's like, I guess, the start of your football journey. And I guess that happened within the space of, 2 years or so?
Yeah, about 3 years.
It's incredible.
And
Yeah.
that week around, I don't know if it was the week, but there was a time around the draft that was pretty exciting because you were playing
Yeah.
finals
my gosh.
for Claremont. Tell us about that time and like kind of few big things, obviously, that led up to drafting and then also a grand final appearance.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty
cool.
incredible. I think 2 or 3 weeks out from the draft, I was up with uni in Shark Bay doing field work out on a boat for, 8 to 10 hours a day.
Wow.
No reception. And I came in one arvo and I had like 5 missed calls from numbers that I didn't know. And it was both Eagles and Freo trying to get in contact with me about the draft. And I just thought, oh my God. So I, called them both back. And
How
then the next
insane.
day missed more calls because I was out on a boat and I couldn't call them back, obviously. And then, I think came back after that weekend or after that week, qualified for the grand final. And then the week leading into the grand final was the week of the draft. And then, yeah, I guess just didn't really know what was going to happen. Wasn't getting my hopes up too much. In my head, I was like, yep, the priority is the grand final. That's the most important thing for me. It's my team. And then I think it was on the Wednesday was draft night. We had training that night. We were all getting ready for training and then watching the draft at the same time. And then, got to Freo's pick and I don't know, I thought maybe I'd be going around that. I'd had a lot of like correspondence with Freo.
Yep.
And then Jack, our coach, was like, oh, silence, like everyone shut up. And we kind of watched and then, my name got picked. And then Bob Murphy just struts through the door, puts his arms out, gives me a massive hug. And I don't know if I was more excited about meeting Bob or getting drafted.
That is so cool.
So good.
Then had all the interviews and stuff, but then still had to go out and train that night for the grand final. Next day, I don't think I slept. Came into here, met all of you guys. And then I think I had one day in between and the next day was the grand final, which we won. And beat the undefeated side.
Yeah, so that was the one that East Free had gone through. We'd heard it from Jay the other side.
The
whole way through that they'd, they were undefeated and you guys came in and then
got them in the
at
grand
the end.
final.
So
that's insane.
got to win when it matters.
Probably best week of my life.
Yeah.
I'd say it will be the best week of my life for the rest of my life.
It's incredible.
Pretty insane.
And that was our first pick in the 2022 draft.
Yes.
Yep. Scanlon went, and then was Flagmantle.
Flagmantle. We're still waiting for Flagmantle.
We're waiting on Flagmantle. Flagmont that same week. Wow,
so
Mads. What a story though. You're gonna be telling that for the rest of your life.
Pretty special.
And then, so you debuted in round one of season 7?
7, I think.
6.
7.
It was
Last
7.
year.
Last
the
year.
second one of last year.
2022. There's too many.
2022 part 2.
Yes.
Thank
so
gosh.
the second part.
Yep.
What are you worried about over
No,
there?
because I was stressed that
that you got it
wasn't
wrong.
actually season 7.
No.
Yeah.
No, you
Just
got it
go,
right.
I've been here for
Trust
5
yourself.
years.
Trust yourself. Sometimes people, I'm like, you haven't been in it. And they're like, I've been here like 5 years.
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Okay.
wow, okay.
No,
Been here a while.
amazing.
Or they've been here one season. I'm like, oh, you've been here like 3. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, been here 1. I'm like, cool, time
Great.
flies, but it doesn't at the same time. So you debuted round 1.
Yep.
How was that experience for you?
Yeah, pretty overwhelming. I mean, it was at the Gabba in Brisbane against Brisbane.
Nice ground.
Who were, a very top side,
Yeah.
still are. Beautiful ground, like incredible facilities, but it's just the whole thing was just such a whirlwind. Hey, like the flight over, long flight, kind of getting into Brisbane.
Yeah.
And the captain's run and everything. It was just chaotic. And then, obviously, I think we got pumped.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we
But,
did.
Didn't we?
It wasn't the greatest.
Not ideal,
game,
but that's
all
right. It was pretty exciting still. And I think as well we had double injury in the back line. So we were playing.
that was
with
rough.
girls down,
From
like
the first-
JC and J-Lo went
from
down.
in the first quarter.
And the worst thing is we didn't actually realise. So we were still trying to get our rotations and just kept giving the
pushed
double
back.
good on yous from Boris going, you can't come off.
mistake.
And we're like,
You guys are like, come on, what do you
What do you mean? Yeah.
Sorry, you don't have anyone on the bench. You have to play out the rest of the game.
Sorry,
all
we
the
have no
best. All the best. Now, your first season didn't go the way that you'd want it to, because then in round 2 against Geelong, I believe, if I'm right.
Round
was it
4.
Was it round 4?
Round 4.
Oh man, what did I
Yeah.
skip 2?
Ideal.
I skipped 2 in between. I swear to God that was round 2.
Nah,
Wow.
round 4. But
Round
early
4.
round, like
was that
start
Geelong?
first
I
or
thought we
second
haven't
quarter.
played Geelong in ages.
Against Carlton.
There you go. We
Yeah.
haven't played Geelong in ages.
Jeez.
I've never played
Anyway.
Geelong.
Is that what
Whatever
you were going
round.
to say when I got injured?
Anyway, you got
Yeah,
injured.
I got injured.
Early on in the
Perfect. Yeah.
in the season.
Yeah.
You broke your arm and your leg at the same
Yep,
time.
double whammy.
Uh,
I do things well.
It
But-
actually,
but
that
also
is-
didn't know at the time. So you didn't play the rest of that
No.
game. But then everyone was like, "Yeah, no, you'll be right." Like,
Yeah.
It was a big hit though.
It was a big hit. I thought the leg was a corky and I thought
Same.
the hand
Happens to
was
the best of
just
us.
a bruise. So we kind of kept training for a little bit, had to pass a test for the next week, didn't pass it, thought we'll give it another week,
Nah.
didn't pass that, and
Yeah.
then went, nah, we need to go a bit more in depth with our scans here. And
Yeah.
then found a fracture in my fibula head and a fracture in my metacarpal in my hand. So double whammy.
It's absolutely wild though. Hey, like
It's pretty, unlucky from my side of things.
100%.
Yeah, like as in completely unheard of that they wouldn't come up in X-rays or anything. But oh,
So
well,
did you
that's
have?
right.
So did you have an X-ray?
Yep.
At the start.
Yeah,
And
we
it just,
had
okay, that's
X-rays
where
and
it-
nothing came up.
Yeah, it
That's
didn't
why I
come up.
kept
So you're
training.
like, yeah, no, I'm
yeah,
good. Yeah, no,
X-rays
I'm
and CTs, I think nothing came up, which is pretty
Right,
unusual
got it.
for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, at
So-
least they found it then, I suppose, and
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
was
of course.
displaced or anything, because
Yeah.
then you obviously did you play again that
No.
no? So then that's why it was so exciting this year.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you only got to play how many games? So you got to play 3 and a
3.2
bit.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played a
Point
little
two.
bit of that one.
3.2.
Yeah. So then obviously coming back this year, you've had a much nicer run, touch
Yep.
wood so far. It's been fantastic. Yeah, and it makes a difference when you do get game after game after
Yeah,
game.
bit of continuity.
Yeah, and a full pre-season and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that after
Well,
everything settled down.
After Thumbelina.
Oh, yeah, you did dislocate your thumb
I did dislocate my
in
thumb.
Hey, but
pre-season.
at least no
Ouch.
fracture.
No fracture.
Actually, can you just quickly tell us that story?
Oh.
Because the short version, because it goes on for ages.
Oh,
How
gosh.
many doctors did you see until you
Maddie,
finally got
I
it
can't.
back in?
It was 2 hospitals, a physio, and 5 doctors.
No.
And in the end, 20 mils of local anaesthetic and 5 hours.
We need to get the X-ray up as well of it when it was
Oh,
out, because it's
gosh.
disgusting. It's actually like how you didn't do more damage
damage,
is
yeah.
beyond me.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got it back in
I got it
in
back
the end.
in,
But I
yeah.
just imagine you sitting there with your thumb pointing the wrong way for 5 hours.
Yep.
That's horrible.
And well, the worst part was that they said, "Oh, we don't think we can do it. You might have to go home and then come back tomorrow."
No.
As if I'm going to be able to sleep with my thumb
way.
out of place.
Yeah,
Like,
my thumb's sticking out the wrong way. Do you want me to just go home?
they sorted me out eventually.
Anyways,
there.
it's
We
back
got there.
in. No problems with the thumb since.
No problem.
Here we go.
Happy days. Now, you did mention before that, now I hope you've got this.
I've got
part
it right.
You've
I've got a
this
picture
part right.
of her degree.
Fantastic. Oh,
Oh.
even better. Because I was
Thanks,
like,
Mum.
oh, is that exactly what it's called? You've got a Bachelor of Advanced Science, Coastal and Marine with first class honours.
Yes.
So you completed your first class honours for your thesis and placed on the Vice Chancellor's list as the top 1%.
No, that's
That is insane.
huge.
A lot of the things that are going to come up in the next 10 minutes blow my mind.
But I'm glad.
That
Did
blows
we
my
actually
mind.
get the degree?
Yeah,
right?
that's number
right.
one. That's
That's
number
right.
one thing that's
Yeah,
going to blow my
that's
mind.
my degree.
Also found out that you had an ATAR greater than 99.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Like
A couple
I
of
feel like-
physios in the room, like, we had to get an okay ATAR, and then it's just like, oh, okay.
But I
We're
think it's
sitting
like
with a genius here.
something that obviously, like, I feel like everyone knows Mads is intelligent, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't like you don't put kind of figures to it until when you hear this and you're going, oh my
No,
God,
Literally, I thought you were smart, but
like genius.
But I'm
This
also
is
like
99,
Einstein.
over 99. I don't even know what the number
Completely
is.
ditzy as well.
Right.
Which is why I completely understand when people don't think.
Nah,
that-
but I reckon everyone knows it's just like you're
No.
like sneaky genius.
Is she?
Like
Yeah, she's an undercover genius. She's
She's,
sneaky smart.
she
sneaky
wrote what?
genius.
How long's a thesis about fish? Like, what do you mean? Like, how long was the
oh,
thesis?
how long? Oh, it's not that long for a science thesis. It's probably like 8,000 to 10,000 words.
And the topic? Here we go.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we want the
fish,
title.
Oh, the title?
Yep.
Okay. Fish assemblages on the Bustleton Jetty, and a comparison with natural habitats. I believe something like that.
Something like that.
Like, that is just wild.
And now you're working in a computer lab doing marine sciencey
Yeah,
things.
a
and,
fish ecology lab.
and I asked you the other day
Here we go.
what you did that
Fish
day.
ecology.
And it was counting fish on a screen.
Sometimes
I was
I
like,
think
well,
can't
you've
believe-
got a 99
That
ATAR
90
and you're counting fish on a screen. I can do that too.
Sometimes I question why I need a degree for the jobs that I do.
You're like, why did I bother with honours?
Honestly. No,
Nah.
but anyway, well, we know that because of footy too, it kind of, your work, as you spoke about it before, you were up north doing some work out in
Rural areas.
the
environment,
out
Nature.
there in the nature. You can't do that with footy,
No.
obviously, at the moment. So a little bit restricted. So you're stuck in the computer
Yeah.
lab. It's probably not where you saw yourself
It's
straight
all right.
away. But
I do love it. Yeah.
you got to build your way up.
I guess,
Exactly.
what is your dream, I guess, in terms of working?
I'm still figuring it out. I think I want to do further study. So
Yep.
maybe my PhD, maybe just
Wow.
masters in research.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to give that a shot and then
And
see
world
where
peace.
that takes me. And world peace. Save the planet. Save all the animals and the fish. Thanks.
Right.
And good night.
No. Honestly, Mads, like I think you definitely downplayed this. Like I think I'm so glad that I gave Deb a call yesterday
Because I've definitely asked you like
Nah.
multiple times about all this sort of stuff. That's never not that because if it was me, I probably wouldn't brag about it either. But
No.
I feel like you
But there's a
should.
difference between
I feel
saying,
like you
like-
should.
Mila, you would say like I'm a physio, and I think people would acknowledge like that's actually a pretty hard degree. Like you must be quite smart. With Maddie's, it's like you to put a title to it. I feel like you really not.
Yeah,
that
I
you
wouldn't
have
know. I wouldn't know.
Correct.
How
Yeah.
smart you have to be.
Marine
to be.
science always sounds like one of those degrees that all kids want to
Oh,
do,
that- yeah.
and then they grow up and
I
grow out of it.
definitely was one. I was one of those in year
Yeah.
7,
Yeah.
I reckon, when they were like, "So what do you want to do when you grow up?" I want to be a marine biologist.
Yeah,
I just
but then
didn't grow out
I
of
think
it.
you just
Yeah,
don't
just-
realise the work that goes into it until you are around someone who's done their thesis and know how many hours you would have put into that, knowing that you were on the plane bloody studying, or we'd get back and you're like, I've got to write my thesis today or tonight, and it's due in 2 weeks. And I think we followed you through that process. And now it's like, I don't have any idea. I wouldn't be able to read one line and be able to tell you
Understand
what it's
you're
about.
talking
But
about. No idea.
that's amazing.
But you also love your surfing and your
Yes.
diving.
Yep.
Have you always? I know you've always been like an ocean person, but always surfed.
Yep.
Always. Well, diving you have
Yeah.
to be a little bit older for, but
I had an on and off relationship with surfing as a
Yeah.
kid. Sometimes it was a little bit too scary for me. So Dad would push me onto waves and I'd cry. But yeah, I kind of grew to love surfing maybe at like more of an older age once I got into my teenage years. Diving, just always snorkeled as a kid.
Yeah.
So just decided to take that kind of one step further. And then, now it's kind of pretty cool. Just go literally into my backyard,
So
into
cool.
the ocean. Now I can ID all the fish that I see, count them.
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want, really.
How do you find, I guess, the ocean? We've spoken about this before, Mads. How it helps you with your football in terms of like, I know your morning routine is to
Yeah.
go there, but what
Yeah.
how do you use it?
It's pretty incredible. Like, I think for me, that's my mental reset, and that's mental recovery as well. So most mornings I'll go for a swim, or a surf or a body surf or whatever it is, do what I need to do, kind of just lie back in the water, look at the sky, and just like let the waves kind of, this sounds so bad.
No, it's actually so,
So
mindful.
hippie.
No, it's great.
just kind of let the waves roll over me. And that's kind of like my perspective, I guess, on life. And, I'm just small and the ocean and the world is so big.
So
and
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful place. My, the Perth coast, really. So pretty lucky to have it.
and you have been pretty big in the sustainability space,
Mm-hmm.
both at Freo, but just in general. Can you talk us about your role at Freo? And because I know you're super passionate, I suppose, about that space. And it makes sense with all this like study that you've done and everything that you would have seen diving and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess Bailey Banfield's a huge one for Freo. He works for the club in the sustainability sector. And once I found out what he was doing in the club, I thought, how can I implement that into the W program?
So cool.
So the key pillar is just education. So just telling the players and the staff what we're actually doing in the club space and how we're trying to improve those things, but also just little tweaks that we can make to our day-to-day lives, like making sure we recycle our cans and, dispose of our waste properly and, just be a little bit more conscious about our actions around the club and how they might impact the environment. And I guess if you want to take it like future generations and things like that. So, just, I guess, educating everyone and making sure that they know why I'm passionate about it and not just like drilling them for no reason.
Might I add,
been great.
I have a little Mads on my shoulder every time I have like a can of something and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this needs to go in the containers for change bin.
Yes.
Like,
Love that.
Yes.
What kind of thing? Which bin is this supposed to
And
go
I-
in? And I'm like,
I love that we've
where's
got
Mads?
obviously the containers for change bins here, but then also Mads brought in the idea that we'd all bring in a mug. And we
Yes.
unwrapped a mug for everyone, basically.
Yeah, we did a Christmas in July,
Yeah.
and the present you had to bring in was just a mug, so it could be
Yeah.
any mug. So they're all had funny slogans and stuff.
So
on
that
them,
we
but-
stopped using these plastic
the paper,
or like
like,
paper
coffee cups
takeaway
and stuff.
coffee cups. Yeah. So I think like, I'm now conscious of making sure I have my keep cup when I go and get a coffee at my local cafe, but then I come in here and we can make one just with the mug.
Yeah.
So
It's
well done.
low-hanging fruit, but it's things that we can kind of do.
And it's
Baby
not really
steps.
that hard.
No.
Like you always go, oh, it's so annoying.
No,
Like, you
it's
can
so
just throw
good.
it out. It's just the same.
Yeah.
Wash it out for 2 seconds. It's probably
Yeah.
just as quick as walking to the bin.
Yep.
So you've certainly made a change. And I know, like you said, it's like these small changes, but if we can all do a bit of that, it goes a long way to getting where we want to go. Just a quick touch on before we move on to Dish with Driz. You did used to work so you went to St Mary's,
Yeah.
and you used to work at the uniform shop with the ladies there.
Oh
Tell us
my
about that,
gosh.
because you've talked to me about this before, and it's your favourite. It used to be your favourite
It's
place.
actually great.
Oh, it's still my favourite place.
Still your favourite place.
They're never going to let me leave there. I've got my boss, Chris, and my other boss, Val, and we call each other, they're my loves, my pets, my sweets, my heart and soul. That's
actually
how
the
we address
best
each other. I called them up the other day and it's, oh, hello, lovey, how are you going? How could you want to leave them? They're so great. So yeah, just sell uniform to the kids.
I count fish and I sell uniforms.
Yeah.
No,
very,
that's
very,
wicked,
very
man.
smart. But
Oh.
choose to do
But hey,
the
if you
uniform
need a
shop.
uniform,
I love that.
You know what you're
I
doing.
can
Absolutely
sort
love
you
that.
out.
And also, just we touched on it before about the ocean stuff, but might I just have a shout out for Mads bringing her drone to one of the game day with the ladies footage. So it was phenomenal that we got to use
funny.
Maddie's drone, not to film her on a jet ski,
Yeah,
but
she's got all the
to film Pewee and I.
she's got all the gadgets. Hey Em, isn't WA the best place to call home?
Couldn't agree with you more. And our friends at Bankwest want to help you make the most of it.
That's why we've got some of the best seats in the house to our games this season.
And when you're not cheering us on, you could be in the best seats at the other epic events at Optus Stadium and RAC Arena.
So let's hear it for our home team, our home ground, and our home crowd.
And let's hear it for the best seats in the house.
Search Bankwest Best Seats for your chance to win. Driz, it's your turn.
Alrighty, here we go. Dish with Driz, Mads. And don't worry, your mum
Here
and
we
dad
go.
were kind. Alrighty, so you claim to be an environmentalist, yet we've heard that your car and room are the messiest scenes ever. Please comment on this.
Oh, thanks, Mum. I guess you can't do everything, can you?
Do what you
There's got to be
can.
a flaw. So even if there's a flaw somewhere,
Something's got to be
it's the messy-
sacrificed,
it's the
and for
messy
me,
bedroom.
it's tidiness. No, I mean it goes through phases. It'll build up to like a
Tipping
ninja
point.
warrior course where I have to step over everything and jump over obstacles, and then I'll clean it all up in 5 hours
Yeah.
in a Sunday afternoon, and then it will slowly work its
build
way
back
back.
That's great.
Yeah. Your mum's at the point where she just shuts the door, isn't
Yep,
she?
she just shuts
she
the door.
shuts that problem
Yep.
out, so she can't see it, so it's fine.
Yeah,
That's
out of sight,
great.
out of mind.
Yeah.
That's great. Alrighty, and what is your favourite thrifted item?
Oh,
And
so
I'll go
funny.
piece of clothing because I know you just
Yeah.
find absolute bargains and pieces of gold at op shops, and I can never. So please explain.
Yeah, so I do thrift most of what I wear. I actually have a funny story. I was op shopping there's an op shop just near the club, and I was looking through and I saw some purple and I thought, oh great, like it might be a Freo shirt or something for mum and dad. I pull it out and yeah, lo and behold, it's a Freo shirt with my badge on it.
No way.
You're lying.
So I'm not kidding. So someone's donated a shirt with my little face on it. Obviously, I wasn't playing well enough for them
Is
this
that a good
season,
thing
so
or a bad thing?
I don't know. So I went, hey, Dad'll like that. So I took that one
Oh my
home with
God.
the little badge of my face.
Stop it.
Still to date, my favourite thrifted item.
Oh,
That is
so
so
funny.
And it was
funny.
just me
Chances.
on the shirt as well. So
I
obviously I
can't.
wasn't good enough.
No,
for whoever
that's
picked it.
actually classic.
You got injured and they're like, oh,
I
Yeah.
did.
No,
I did.
not
we're done for
interested
that
anymore.
season. We're done for that season.
And I did put in conjunction like a part B to that question, and that would be your mum, Meryl Streep, as you like to call
Meryl
it.
Streep. Yeah.
She's a bit of a
Doppelganger.
Meryl. Any tips for her on her purchases?
So I say that I thrift because I have to counteract how much my mother buys. Her wardrobe is absolutely overflowing. It's ridiculous. No, so I
God
do
bless Deb.
sometimes. God bless Deb. I do sometimes thrift for mum, but she does like her expensive purchases
enough.
and continual top ups of the wardrobe. So yeah, I just counter that by trying not to buy anything. But I mean, someone's got to do it.
That's
So,
great.
Hey, she always looks lovely.
No, she does.
I will say
Meryl
that. She always looks beautiful.
phenomenal.
Meryl's phenomenal.
Oh, how good.
Alrighty. Would you rather have a blood test or fly in a small plane? Two of Madi Scanlon's biggest fears here.
Which one's worse?
Neither. I think the blood test is over with quicker, but I might faint.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take your nan with you. Is that right?
Yeah, my grandma comes with me.
Sweetest
And she holds my hand and she always talks to the person who takes the blood and just tries to get my mind off it. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So you got
I've
the
done a
blood
lot of
test.
brave things in my life, but taking blood tests is not one of them. And then, planes, absolutely terrified. Grew up watching air crash investigations.
Yes.
Didn't realise that would create some kind of trauma in my head.
Right. Boat's
Thinking
fine,
that
but
maybe
plane's not.
I had been on a plane crash. I haven't.
Yep.
Never had any problems in
Right.
the air, but
Okay.
terrified. So none of the above, D, thank
But
you.
it's not because you get sick. It's literally just
Terrified.
because you can do boats.
Boats, I genuinely say I would rather boat somewhere than fly.
To Geelong. Always.
You see me
Mads
down
is
the bottom of the
leaving-
coast.
Mads is leaving a few weeks
my jet
earlier on a jet ski. She's missing a couple of rounds because she's got to
She's
get on
gonna
the
take
jet
the
ski
boat.
to Geelong.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Oh, no. Alrighty. And what's the best way to evacuate a turtle from your backyard? Please give context.
Oh, no. So I missed a phone call last year.
There was probably 4 phone
Well, it
calls.
was probably about 17 phone calls. So I was being nice. And I open up my messages and it's Driscoll and she goes, Maddie, there's a turtle in my backyard.
This is what I mean. Only this stuff happens to me.
She's also been on the group chat. Guy, what do I do? There's a turtle.
No,
There's a
the
turtle.
best person to call
Yeah.
Is the
You've done well.
environmentalist.
is
Yeah.
Maddie,
Yeah.
because I'm freaking out. It wasn't a small turtle. This was a dinosaur. I was like, I can't go near it. It's going to hurt me. It was scary.
Snake neck turtle.
It was this long neck. Yeah.
Yep. You just don't touch them. They stink.
No, the one thing Maddie did say is wear gloves and cover it with like a towel or
Wrap it
something.
up.
And I was like, great,
Wet towel.
can do.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Put it back in its little
I took it back to the river.
the
Yeah.
swamp, whatever
Yeah.
you live near. Yeah, we've had them in our pool.
So funny.
Just see 'em swimming sometimes.
So
It's
there
like,
you go,
oh,
people.
turtle.
Best piece of advice
Don't
there.
touch it.
Yeah. If anyone has any animal troubles, let me know.
You know who to call.
Especially water-based ones.
Go.
This is my favourite question of the day. Is it true if you weren't playing AFLW that you'd be on Broadway?
All right, I'm just got a bit of context to this. I just want to play something for you all.
Oh my God.
That a picture tells 1,000 words.
Now that is Mads. Hang on, I want to
God,
skip to the
I actually-
bit where you start singing because it's.
I'm going to pass out.
Living happily ever after. All you need to make you wise is 23 minutes of advertise. Why would we waste our energy? Turning the pages 1, 2, 3. Will we sit
No, but might I just say,
Mads
Mads,
is just miming that.
Miller and I
But
were so impressed.
that goes for like 2.5 minutes, and I
Yeah.
was mesmerised. I was like, "What? What can't she do?"
How good's the suit?
Starts to adopt an English accent.
I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you not on Broadway? There's way more money in
my
Broadway."
No, I can't
Incredible.
sing.
Yes, you can.
I
You
can't
knew
sing.
this video was coming out.
No, I said to Driscoll yesterday, I said, there's just one video that I'm concerned about that I know Mum has. She found
Is
it.
that's the one?
That's
It
it.
is. It was so good.
No, Mads, you're elite.
Yeah, I did drama all through high school. I kind of just followed my sister, to be honest. She was very good at drama, very incredible singer. And then, I just kind of wanted to be like her. You follow your big sister as you do. And by year 10, so year 7, 8, 9 is just production, so no singing. Year 10, 11, 12, you get into musicals. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get in if I can't sing. So I started taking singing lessons. So I did singing lessons for 3 years at school.
This is in an accent.
Yeah, you were singing
British
in an accent.
Yeah, well, accents are fine.
No, but
They're
that's what I mean.
fun.
Maddie is good at that, at accents. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like you put on, you do voices really well. We've spoken about this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes. I guess if you give me one, I might have a shot. But and then so the kind of running joke between me and my friend who I performed that song with is that we always got chosen to be boys.
Yeah,
So
she's also wearing
a
suit,
a green suit,
a green
yeah,
suit in
with
that.
suspenders and everything.
I'm hoping Brett can get the
he'll get
put it on
great.
there.
So yeah, that was in year 12. I'd been a boy in the musicals the 2 previous years, and that was for something called St Mary's Got Talent. So that wasn't even our musical. My friend proceeded to get picked as a boy again that year. I was lucky enough, managed to get a female role. Stoked. But yeah, so we put on that song is from Matilda, the musical.
Yeah, cool.
Which was just favourite musical at the time, and decided to do the full man in suspenders, British accent, the full kit and caboodle.
It was great.
And yeah, for some reason Mum filmed it. Definitely not allowed to be filming in the auditorium.
Well, I'm glad she
But
did.
that footage has haunted me for the rest of my years.
Fantastic.
Well, there you go. That's the end of Dish with Drews. I think we
Amazing.
finished well there.
That's great. All right.
It's on to you, Mim.
Mim,
All right,
you're
I'm
on.
up, Maddie, if you're new here. This is where the fans get to ask you some questions.
Great.
Charlotte asks, where is your favourite place to go on a holiday?
Ooh, Denmark down south.
Yeah.
If we're, WA, anywhere. Exmouth, I love, Nalu, all that, but definitely down south in Denmark. Got a holiday house there, so kind of semi-grew up there as well. Great for surfing, fishing, just everything nature down there. Love it.
Perfect. Whisper Jazz Johnson asks, who is your favourite slips partner?
I know Jazz. She is wanting me to say her. But no, I actually had a very solid round with Ari the
Yes.
other week.
Yeah.
We made it to the grand final. Got beaten by Spider Arms Roxy.
Yeah, that was
but
a
yeah,
good-
I'm going to lock in Ari.
She took a good grab. Roxy,
Great
No,
grab.
perfect.
to win. But
So I'm going to lock in
there
Ari.
you go.
Tessa Hadfield asks, will Maddie give her boots away in round 10?
Will she?
Will
I?
she?
Well, I feel like we know that we don't get many
Yeah.
boots.
And maybe that's why she said round 10.
Round 10.
That's
Hey,
the last
maybe.
one. Oh, no,
If
there's
I'm-
going to be signs everywhere
I'm-
that are
yeah.
like, can I have your boots? Well, there's no excuse because it's the last game.
That's
Anyway.
true. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
If you write a sign for me, maybe I will.
Oh,
Ooh.
there it is.
Geneva Johnson asks, did you spend your first year's wage on a jet ski?
Yes. Yes. The whole first year wage went onto that jet ski.
Crazy.
No regrets.
Hypnagog? How do you even say that? Hypnagogic?
We
I
went through this
can't
last
do it.
time.
I'm not even going to pronounce
Yeah,
it.
anyway.
Dreamer asks, do you feel more confident in your games now you have a great team chemistry with Pew and Drisk?
Cute. Yes.
So sweet.
Love that. That is so sweet.
The
Yeah.
backs, a team within a team, I
Team
say.
within a team. Yeah, the back line. We love them. Yeah, we have so much trust and faith in each other. I think everyone knows what page we're on. And
Yep.
yeah, we really, very, very lucky to be playing with you guys. Wink, wink.
And you,
Definitely.
Miller, but
And Miller, but
all
if you want to come
Backs
back.
especially.
I don't get invited
Love
down
the
there.
Backs.
Haven't been invited down there. It's the only place I haven't been. Actually, I was down there for a very short time in round 3.
Okay.
There you go.
We can come back whenever you'd
when
like.
Emily
Yeah.
Bates went
We'll have
forward
you.
and I had to
Yeah.
come down.
Mim's always there.
Excuse me.
I love hanging out with them. They're a cool group.
I started my career in the backline actually before all of you were here. So
Okay, well, there you go.
Season 1.
Once a backy, always a backy.
Jess Lowe asked your favourite fish.
Great question.
My favourite fish.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm Googling it.
You're Googling it. Oh, we were talking about this at work today because I had a feeling this would come up. My favourite fish are fish with really, really dumb scientific names or really, really dumb common names. There's one that I don't think is appropriate to say on
So
air.
anyway, and then we'll just cut it out.
You just bleep it out. There's a fish called a slippery.
No, there's not.
Of course
You're
there is.
lying.
So that one's pretty funny.
Oh, there is. I've just Googled slippery.
That's a slippery. that is a slippery slope. No,
Come up.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's a fish.
anything else come up?
Yeah, maybe don't click on images, Driz. Yeah, no, but I also love western blue gropers.
Okay.
They're commonly fish species, but if you watch them or dive with them, they're just the most beautiful, placid fish.
Oh, yeah.
ever.
These are sick.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah,
They're
nice.
very, very loving. I think they're very
They're
intelligent
loving.
as well.
They're a loving
So,
fish.
um,
That is
loving
not,
fish.
That is not how I'd describe any fish. but
Yeah, no,
that's
they
loving
actually
fish.
like interact with humans a lot, which is really cool. So
I don't
I'm
doubt
gonna
it.
look in that.
Olivia Elphick asks, what did you always dream of doing when you were a kid and why?
Broadway? No. We might get a sponsorship through this one. I always said that I wanted to be a Bonds underwear model. That's
so I used to
amazing.
From what age was this?
probably too old.
So I thought you were going to say probably 2.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
wow.
I just loved their undies.
Yeah, great.
That was my favourite
They're
Christmas
elite.
present every year, and I thought, hey, if I can make something out of this.
and get free underwear.
And then Mum was
Yeah.
like, no, I think you should probably use your brain a little bit more for that one.
Perfect. Thanks, Mum.
So that.
Emily Collard asks, what has been your favourite game to play this year?
Ooh. I think the game on the weekend. That
was
was
fun.
great.
Pretty fun,
The
yeah.
Richmond one was also really sick as well.
Anytime we win.
all
Any
the
of the
ones
wins.
that we win.
Any of the wins.
Yeah, I think the Saints and the Richmond game, both everything just felt really good
Yep.
within the team. Like we were loving it, having fun. Mids and forwards were kicking snags, which is always great.
Agree.
So yeah, I think those 2 games for sure.
Love that.
Love it.
We are off to Melbourne one last time.
Maddie on a jet ski.
This
I'll
weekend.
be jet skiing
Mads, you
across.
better start now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you won't make it on time. To take on the D's this Saturday at Casey Fields, 10:05 a.m. AWST standard time, or 1:05 if you are Melbourne based, Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Ah, yeah.
Good pick up.
There you go.
3 hours, not 2. Well, that is all that we have time for. Mads, how was your podcast experience?
Stunning. Thank you.
Stunning.
Gorgeous.
See?
Loved being here.
Amazing.
Wasn't
Other than
too
that
bad, was
video,
it?
as long as that's not
No.
put up at the end.
Nah,
gonna
it
be.
that
will
is
be.
fantastic. I'm sending that into the group chat for
Oh,
everyone to see.
That's going to haunt
Because
me forever.
no, I'm just. See, I told you there's a few things I learned about you that blew my mind. That was the number one. Amazing. Thank you so much for listening to the Rollers and the Rockers podcast, brought to you by Bankwest. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And as always, I'll leave you with Driscoll to finish with an inspiring quote.
This one is actually from our mate, Stephanie Kate Kane.
Yep.
She sent it when she was concussed, so if it doesn't make sense.
I was going to say, I've read it and I don't really get it. I need an explanation.
No, she didn't. But thanks, Big Stiffy. Here it is. If it's ends, I can't say it. If it's end,
No, if it's and buts.
if it's, I can't say it. I've got
Okay.
dyslexia.
If it's and
No,
buts.
I've got it. If it's and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a wonderful Christmas. Do you get it? Like, if the amount of times we say
If
it
and but. Yeah.
would be a lot,
Yeah.
so we get a lot of candies
Yes.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you always
That's-
explain at the end?
No, I needed an explanation of that one.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye.